Hello, welcome to my 3D Amuser channel. This video tutorial is about pipeline from Mari to Substance. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to export textures from Mari and to Substance. Then we could add more details in Substance. Then we could export the textures to Maya and we could render it out. So I use this pipeline in my studio because it makes my work really faster. Some might ask, why don't you paint in Substance Painter itself? Because in Substance you can't paint across items, and it's really insufficient to do projections. Hello, welcome to my 3D Amuser channel. This is the video tutorial for pipeline between Mari and Substance Painter. We're going to export textures from Mari to Substance. Then we're going to add some details in Substance. Then we export the textures from Substance to Maya, and we're going to render it out. The reason being is it makes my workflow faster because Mari is really efficient to paint textures really faster, because it's kind of like Photoshop, but it's in 3D, and it does a lot of tools like projection, and it does a lot of easy painting jobs. Unless in Substance you can like paint across items where you can like project that many textures in Substance. So that's a reason I kind of use this pipeline in my workflow. It made my workflow faster, and I want to share this with you guys, and let me know what you think in the comment section. And let's get started, guys. So this is one of the model I did for my YouTube channel. This is called Cutie Pie. You could see the modeling, texturing, and shading for this guy. It's from start to finish. I'll have a link in this video description. If you're interested, you can go and look it up. So this guy has 5 tiles from 1 to 105. So I painted like a basic paint job I did. So it's not really super awesome, but it's like a really basic job. And I will have this geo available, like this Cutie Pie geo, like as a OBJ, and the exported textures from Mari as well. So let's export these textures. So in order to export the textures, you go to View, Palette, Channels. So I have a channel called Diffuse, and I have all these layers in it. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say Export Current Channel Flattened. So it's I'm putting in a path where I'm saying Mari Demo. So when I put it in here, I already exported it because it makes my stream slower. So I already exported, so it's easier for to show the demo. To get this kind of tags, you could do it automatically by using this tags. $entity is the object name, the Cutie Pie. This is Cutie Pie, so it's saying Cutie Pie Geo because that's what I have as an object name. And the channel name, where did it go? So the channel name is the diffuse. So I have diffuse. The unit numbers is the number of tiles, which increments from 1001 to 1005. So I have like 5 patch counts. So you hit export all patches. So then it will export it for you, and it's in this folder, and you can see it's a 16-bit TIFF. So I have it here. So what we're gonna do, so I'm opening Substance. I'm gonna close Mari now. I'm gonna hit save. So I have Substance. I imported the same geo into Substance, and I baked textures by clicking to bake textures, and I said 2048, and I hit bake all texture sets. If you have no knowledge of a Substance, don't worry about it, because I'm going to have a link at the bottom of this tutorial in the description tab. You guys can go and check out my beginner Substance tutorial. It has a lot of information in it. So here, so if you go to the shelf, go to textures. So what I usually do is I select everything and click and drag and put it in there. That's it. So once you do that, it's going to pop up this import resources window, and you're gonna go to texture, say texture, because it's going to import these textures into the texture itself. You could say to environment, and it's going to put it in the environment tab. So I usually put in the texture, so it's easier that way. And I'm going to say current session because we're going to do it only once. So if this project is saved, it's going to save the textures we are exporting into Substance. It will save in the project folder itself. So you could say in the shelf, it's going to be staying there forever. So I'm going to say current session because I don't want to take up a lot of space in my C. So now I have this. So I'm going to go to a smart material I already created. It has some kind of like a basic gloss material. I'm going to add everything. So there you go. So now we have Without any of those, it's like a basic paint gloss, paint matte, like a material. So if I turn on this, you could see there's like some kind of dirt and there's a drip, and there is some edge wear in it. So you could see the black spots here and there. So that's edge wear. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my textures in the texture tab. So how do I do that? So go to the base material, the basic material, because these are the layers on layering on top of it. So I'm going to the base layer. I'm just clicking the first one and dragging in there. So if you see, there is some kind of weird artifacts happening. I know why. Because if you go here, you see the UV scale set to 3. Because what that doing is, it's making your export textures from Mari tiling 3 times. So if you go there and hit 1, so it's going to change it. So I'm going to use the same material. I'm going to Control C, copy it, and I go to the second one, and Control V, paste it. So I'm going to edit. It's going to take some time to think about it. Since we plugged the 101 on map, so it's kind of looks weird. So I'm going to plug in. I'm going to the plastic matte pure and plug in the second 1002 item. So there you go, boom. So we have it. I'm going to go 3, paste it. So going to the matte pro 3, plastic material, and plug in the third one. Boom, right there. I'm going to go to the fourth udon. It's Control V to paste it. Go to the plastic matte and click and drag the fourth one. It's straightforward, guys. So go to the fifth tutorial. Go to the plastic matte pure and click and drag the fifth one. Boom. So now if you see here, we have all the maps plugged into it. The beautiful thing about Substance is, if I go to my base color, you could see I have like third pass on top of it. I have like chipped metal on it. If I compare this map in Mari, it's gonna look totally different. It's the same map, but we added details on top of it. We could do it in Mari, but this is really faster, so we don't have to do anything else. So now, in order to export these textures, I'm gonna say File, Export Textures, or you could hit Ctrl-Shift-E to get this Export Document tab. So once I have it, I'm gonna say 2048 on everything. I'm gonna say EXR. You could do any format. I'm going to do EXR, and it's a 32-bit because it helps my workflow faster, and it's linearized. And I'm going to erase item. So it has everything in it. So diffuse, reflection, glossiness. I don't want like a lot of things in for this demo purpose. So what I'm going to do, erase item. I'm going to get rid of emissive, normal, height, IOR. So diffuse, reflection, glossiness. This is what I want. So if I go to erase item, I go to V-Ray and I go to V-Ray Udom. Why it didn't work? It is here. If I go to V-Ray Udom, boom, there you go. So it's a glitch. So in the V-Ray Udom, so we have diffuse, reflection, and glossiness. So now I'm going to the Mari demo folder. I'm going to export all the textures there. Select folder and export it. Boom. So meanwhile, so this is my lighting scene, and I have a set with the backdrop and some shader balls and a Macbeth, and there's this HDR light I have. It's like indoor studio light. So now if I render this out, oops. So now if I render this out, so I have GI turned on. So this is just applying basic V-Ray material onto my Cutie Pie Geo. I'll show you what I have. So just the base material, I didn't have anything in it. So I'm going to appreciate. and map my shader base map. So let's see if it's exported. It's exported, so I'm going to say open folder, and it's going to pop up here in my folder. So I'm going to select the first diffuse, first glossiness, first reflection. I'll show you in a second why. So I'm clicking and dragging it into Maya. So Maya, now you could click and drag the textures. A lot of people doesn't know it, so now you learned it. There you go. So now once I have my textures in here, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to say UV tile to UD Mari. So it's going to plug in all the maps in here. So 5 tiles form. So I'm going to do for my reflection, and I'm going to do it for my glossiness. So now what we're going to do, hold down middle mouse, diffuse, hold down middle mouse, reflection color. I usually put it to GGX because it looks like a real world material. That's what I want. Then I'm going to go to my glossiness and plug in here. Where's my glossiness? Reflection glossiness right here. So now I have it. So now let's render it out. Now you can see we have all those details from Substance and from Mari. But there is only one problem in this, because the color looks totally different from the maps we have. I know why. Because what happens is, once you export textures into V-Ray, V-Ray doesn't understand the linearized texture. So we're gonna tell V-Ray to our diffuse that please put as texture input gamma. So go to attributes, V-Ray texture input gamma. So it adds an attribute at the bottom, putting 2.2. Or else you could create a grade node, gamma node in appreciate. Then you could put 0.45 in the grade. I'll show you. So if you go here, if you go to gamma correct, so you put 0.45 to linearize your texture, since it's 32-bit. So now if you have it, you could plug in diffuse. You don't have to do this step, but this is easier, so I don't have to worry about it. Now if I render it, you will see the difference. So I'm going to turn it. See, I'm getting all the colors, and I'm also getting the reflection and the glossiness perfectly. And the color looks richer too, and it does a lot of contrast in it. There you go, guys. So this is how I do my workflow. It's really faster, and I don't have to touch my base color. If they tell me to go and change the base color, what I usually do is go and change my base color in Mari and go from there. So to recap everything, what we did today was we did the base texturing in Mari, then we exported it as TIFF, and you could export as EXR too if you want. Then what we did was we used the textures in Substance, and we created a smart material, and we got all the information like dirt, like drips and chipped metal. Then we exported the textures from Substance, then we used in Mari. When used in Maya. So in Maya, you just plug in the diffuse, reflection, and glossiness. Make sure in the diffuse you put texture input gamma or a gamma correct node in the appreciate to see the real color. So that's it. This is the workflow for how to export textures from Mari to Substance, and it's easier and faster. And let me know what you think about this tutorial. If you have any question regarding this, please write me at 3dmuser@gmail.com, or ask the questions away in the comment section. And however, I will have this model available in the Dropbox folder in the video description, and look for it, and you guys can download it and you guys can do the demo as well. And thanks for watching this tutorial, guys, and I keep watching, and you will I'm really excited to come up with a lot of tutorials, and you guys will have a lot of things to learn. I really appreciate you guys watching it, and you guys have a great day.